On today's episode of Blue Collar Beer Break, we'll be headed over to KM Industries in North Branch, Michigan, where they specialize in the manufacturing of asphalt maintenance equipment, and they also sell all over the world. We'll be talking a little bit with Brian Burke, co-owner, and also getting with Kurt SWARTZ, and he's going to give us our tour. What's up, Blue Collar Nation? Cleever here. We're here doing a Blue Collar Beer Break over here with K&M International. About to head inside, hook up with Brian, start the tour.
My name is Brian Burke, co-owner of KM International here. I've been kicking around since roughly '88. It was a college part-time job that turned into an ownership situation. So I've kind of seen the bottom of the barrel to, I guess we'll call it the top of the food chain, but that doesn't really mean much. You still got to go to work every day.
Yeah, by the looks of your hands, you're not at the bottom of pretty much anything around here. I'm sure you dig into everything, don't you?
A little bit, yeah. We'd like to stay busy. I don't sit around much. Probably not your typical, maybe not what's perceived as a typical owner of a business like this, where I sit around and at a desk and make decisions. I'm more often involved and engaged in the shop than I am the office. In my opinion, best kind of boss you can have. Somebody gets in the trenches, hands dirty, hands on, gets shit done with you. So that's a good thing. I like it. Right on, thanks. Well, let's go check the guys out. Let's go meet everybody. All right. By the way, everybody, we got Gooch behind the camera, so if it's shaky, probably it's diabetes or something. I'll start with the sales team over here. Mike McGuckin. You see the sales guys, they work pretty hard. They're always at the desk. Michael Blake here. He's our head of marketing. Greg Welke over here. He manages our logistics and a shit ton of our administration, and more than I probably know really on a daily basis. Katie over here is fairly new, been around for roughly a year. Is that right, Katie? 2 years. 2 years already? Vicky's right hand.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the official title.
That's a good title.
And our controller, Vicky Revolt here. She keeps everybody in line really at the end of the day.
Kurt's salesman here. Been a salesman for 20 years.
Yep.
So what is it exactly that you do here at K&M International?
We manufacture a variety of asphalt maintenance equipment, state-of-the-art infrared machines, asphalt HOTBOX reclaimers, T2 recycler. We'll see all of this equipment later on. And we sell all over the world. We're in 48 different countries. So it's a lot of fun being able to go places, show people the new green way of fixing asphalt.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I'm noticing about everybody around here is everybody's hands-on.
Yeah, oh,
right from the office out here to the floor.
You got to know everything.
That's blue collar right there. I like that. Yep. So anyway, if you would walk us through the steps of building one of these hot boxes.
All right, excellent. Well, over there on the high low, we got Trouble. She's loading up a bunch of steel.
Trouble. That's her actual name. Is Trouble.
Trouble. Yeah.
That's all we know.
She's Trouble. So she'll program. It's already all programmed in there. She'll be cutting out certain pieces today. Making all sorts of different things. It starts out there with Trouble over there. She's getting it all measured up, and she'll be plastering out the program.
She's cutting the fenders out right now. So do you run this machine all day by yourself? So it's cutting the holes out right now. Cuts the V's out right here where they bend everything. I want to move in over here and take a look at this press. Just kind of get a quick idea of what it does. I see you have all this stuff here cut out.
Yep, it's cut out and bent. So the table will cut out all the holes, cut it to the right size. And then this will go into our brake over there, and it breaks it into the pieces. This happens to be the top of a asphalt HOTBOX, where they'll be able to mount on work light, strobe light.
I figured it looked like a light box of some sort. And then you got your press over here, which must have all kinds of dies, different setups for your dies. You can bend different size steel.
Absolutely.
So you have somebody that runs this thing full time, or?
Yeah, they're either here or in the office working on the computer, finding out what they need to build next and bend next. So
nice.
Yeah, we went from the old push button one on the other side to more of a digital panel, which got all the parts memorized.
And then it shows your dies, it looks like, up here possibly.
Yep.
So yeah, I just got out of metal fab myself, and that was more what we were doing right over there, old school. Just hit a dial, kind of guess.
Guess and hope.
Take a test piece, look at it.
Look at it, and then if it did it too far, it ended up extrapolating.
Yeah.
Next over here, we have where we're building asphalt top boxes. We make 4-ton propane and diesel. That's what goes on the inside of this. So it's a triple wall constructed steel.
So this is the box that sits down on the inside of that hot box.
Correct.
This is where all the magic happens?
This is where the asphalt goes in, and then it shovels out. But it's got to be surrounded by insulation and more steel. So it's, in a sense, a convection conduction, it's an oven. So I keep my asphalt at a hot working temperature for 2 days, depending on the asphalt, up to 3 days. So instead of these contractors going out and buying 6-ton to keep 3-ton hot, they can buy 4-ton to keep 4-ton hot. A lot of people in the world don't understand the importance of keeping asphalt hot. And they really don't know or understand anything about hot boxes. It's crazy. We've been around for over 40 years. We're 48 countries. There's still people locally, even up in Upper Michigan, down in Florida, that have no idea that KM International exists.
You hear that, Upper Michigan? Lower Michigan?
We can help you fill those potholes.
Come get some. I know you need it.
Take much.
All right, so is this the next stage?
This is these are the skins. So this is the outside part of the hot box that I pointed up. Over there, we got a bunch ready to get all
Insulating them.
Insulating them. Right now, he's top welding some nails in it to hold the insulation.
All right, cool.
So he'll pop that in. This gentleman over here is putting the insulation in.
Nice. So basically, if you didn't hear that, those nails that he's popping in right over there, did you get a picture of that, Gooch? Those nails he's popping in, basically what that does is that just holds this insulation over here in place. My eyes! I'll sell all the cork for punching a beer. So what's this job like, dude?
Good.
Is it? Yeah. You don't get itchy or nothing like that? Alright, man, that looks pretty awesome. So this is what Kurt was talking about, that they pack in between steel layers to keep the asphalt
Acting like an oven.
acting like an oven. Finished product over here.
So you saw where the panels are cut and bent. Now they're putting on the insulation. Once they're ready over here, then we come over to Cooper over here.
Next stage to Cooper.
Next stage is the Coop. He's a great tattoo artist if anybody's looking for a tattoo right here in North Michigan.
Seriously a tattoo artist.
Seriously a tattoo artist.
Look at him go, he's got a steady hand.
Yep.
Looks like he's a pretty damn good welder too.
Not bad. Not bad. Good old guy.
I'd like to know how he keeps his beard from getting burnt. So anyway, he's welding together the hot box, or is that a cover for the hot box?
That's the cover for the hot box. So it starts out, this is a 2-ton hot box here. That's the inside part.
Okay.
Is on the outside part. So you have your area where the asphalt goes and the insulated outer shell.
Okay, so the asphalt goes inside here, it's flipped upside down right now.
Yep.
That shell that he's working on right there goes over top of this, acts as that oven, correct?
Again, keeping your asphalt hot for 48 hours. Buy what you need, use what you buy.
There you go,
Simple.
spoken like a true salesman. I guess we'll come over here and take a quick peek.
We'll zoom in on two.
Give him the old close-up, bro. See the penetration there? Pretty dang good. Heating her up.
I introduced you as our local tattoo artist. Thank you.
Is that true? Hey, for all you blue-collar guys out there who need some tats, this is your guy.
Call up Coop at KM International.
How many years have you been doing it? He's only been tattooing for 32 years. I don't know if I trust that or not. I don't see anything very long.
I got an idea.
That's good stuff. So dude's got a steady hand. That's why he's back here welding all this stuff together. All right, Coop. Good meeting you, man, and good work, dude. I like it. All right, next stage.
Trailer manufacturing.
Trailer manufacturing. So this is what goes underneath all the hot boxes.
Cleever, this is Hillbilly.
Hillbilly? You don't look like one at all, but it's nice to meet you, my friend.
Nice to meet you.
Cleever. So, what do we got going on here?
Trailers. Take them on the rack there.
Yep.
Put them in our jig. Weld them up. This one's hydraulic. Put the axles on, run the hydraulic lines, and we flip it over. We'll roll it out of the jig and pass it on to one of these guys. They'll do the top. And then Taylor over here will do the combo after that.
Right on. So your jig here, pretty much is where you get all your hangers and everything all squared up, put your axles on.
So you don't have to measure every run out or whatever.
Right. How many of these things do you do in a day, you know? I'm sure it depends, but what's your average?
At least one a day. I can build 100 a day.
You can build 2 of these a day, complete with the axles underneath them in the whole shop.
Yep.
So do you do the frame as well?
Yeah, I weld the frame up and everything.
So you set this in a jig?
Yep. That's what it looked like before.
That's
All
all
right.
sandblasted
So that's
steel.
before sandblasted. Hillbilly sets these damn things up in a jig. Dude claims he can do 2 a day. That's busting some shit out. That's awesome. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, man. Ducks and all.
For a 30-pack, we'll do 3 a day.
I'll do 4 a day for a 30 pack. So anyway, that's a lot of work. So after you're done with this, what do you do? What do you got to rotate this thing? You said.
Rotate it out.
Are you about to do that?
Yeah.
Jeremiah?
Jeremiah, what part are you taking in?
I do a little bit of everything, man. Top sides, I build boxes.
All
It
right.
don't matter. Whatever needs to get done.
Right on, dude. So right now they're lifting this thing up and they're gonna flip it on over. So when you flip it over like so, truck it on to the next person and get busy with another one.
Yep.
Dude, that's handy.
Hey, that would have been nice to have back in the day when you were painting underneath of those.
Did you really flip them up with a hot thing? Whoa! Oh! OSHA violation number 1.
Yeah.
So you probably have one of these built before you get it flipped and lowered by the looks of it.
Yeah. It takes longer.
That's quite a process. Holy shit, this place is rad. We got aircraft flying everywhere, people flipping trailers. Oh, hell's breaking loose in here. How do you deal with this shit, Kurt?
We have fun doing it.
All right. So anyway, they got her flipped.
Got her flipped, now we're popping it out of the jig.
Where's the John's that sucker? You get the conduit and everything back all together, put that all in.
Like this one takes a little longer because it's hydraulic. We gotta run the brake line.
All right, so we're talking about what kind of weight this trailer here hauls.
That's one of our KM8000 THD trailer electric, or trailer hydraulic diesel dump. Yep. So this is going to be for a KM8000. 8,000 represents 8,000 pounds or 4 ton of asphalt. When this trailer is totally completed, the weight on that trailer is going to be around 4,500 pounds.
Okay.
And we're going to have 2 7,000 pound axles, so the GBWR will be 14,000 pounds.
Awesome. All right, where's our next station, man?
They're getting ready to bend the fenders over there. Judging by this light panel, this one's going to South Carolina DOT because they have a special light package going on. So this one's going on a statewide contract for South Carolina.
So why do they have that special light package?
The South Carolina DOT wants to have them very, very visible. So when I did the quote and they did the spec, they expected to have some very expensive lights on it. This thing will be glistening and shining for safety of all the South Carolina workers and the DOT workers.
Nice. Nice.
Way too many people texting, way too many doing things on the road they shouldn't be except driving. So
Right, not paying attention.
keeping their workers safe, they opted to have a high visible light package put on.
Makes sense. So here are the fenders. Like you said, those are the fenders that Trouble's over there cutting out right now. And
saw
it's
Coop?
been bent.
Saw a coop welding up the HOTBOX over there. So they go to the HOTBOX, the fenders get welded on. You saw Hillbilly and his brother Jeremiah building the trailers. And depending on the options that go with it, we have slips. Come on, Gooch! So here's their work order. It's produced by the sales team and all the different options that go on it. Now the options will be going on to this trailer specifically for it.
So you take that work order and you put all the options that they have
Requested.
listed.
And then they'll be cut and welded. we're trying to make things as easy as possible for them to down the road, potentially, if they didn't want to put a spit slip hoist on it, we've got a bracket. So down the road, if they bought the HOTBOX and say, dang, I wish we would have got this hoist, plug and play versus a total reconstruction of the trailer.
So it doesn't have to come back in, get worked on.
Right.
They can do it
The
themselves.
only thing we can't change over is being a diesel or propane fired system or a dump to a non-dump. But all the other options, like bar, spit slip, hoist, we can add down the road.
All right, so when you talk about a dump or a non-dump, so obviously a dump dumps, a non-dump doesn't, but what's the advantage of a dump?
Getting 4 ton of asphalt out in about 5 seconds versus 2 guys shoving it out and taking 20 minutes a piece. So
at that point, why wouldn't they just all be dumps?
98% of them are.
Okay, that makes sense.
So after all the options are welded on here, we'll go into the paint booth and show you what the paint booth looks like.
I got a quick question, Kurt. I see this plumbing right here.
Yep.
That black pipe, what's that all about?
That is for the temperature probe. So this is the diesel unit. That's down here on the bottom. That's what the diesel burner is going to get mounted into. That top section up there is the exhaust stack. And that center tube is where the thermostat probe will go in there so that we can safely monitor the asphalt combustion chamber as well as the asphalt heat.
All right, good deal. So now it's on to the paint booth. All right, so now we're finding ourselves over here at the paint booth, Kurt.
Yep.
And nothing major going on right now today, but there's still a little bit of painting going on in here. So
there's always painting going on. There's always parts and pieces that need to get painted up. Looks like earlier this morning they painted up infrared. This is the KM218X. All of our abbreviations have meaning. KM meaning for Kaiser Morris, KM International. 2 represents 2 independent zones. 18 is 18 square feet of what it's heating up. So whether it's a KM440, KM448, LB216, it's all explaining kind of 2 zones, 16 square feet. So behind us we have control panels which will be going on all those 8,000. These are standoff panels which go on our 8,000. They're a knockoff. Helps keep the control cooler as well as being able to add down the road without zipping into the HOTBOX itself. You'll see a finished panel up the road.
All right. So did you get a shot of him over here painting these rings?
Hey Kurt, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Like these control panels, why haven't you guys ever sent anything up to Creative Hydrographics to have something custom done?
Don't know anybody up there yet.
Yeah.
Over here, we talked a lot about the infrareds and the HOTBOXes. Up against this wall, getting ready to get painted, is KM55, which is our rubber melter, thermostatically controlled rubber melter. That's up against the wall. Over here, we have components for a heated tack tank. These will be mounted onto some of those 8,000s you see out there. So this is another triple wall constructed box which is going to keep the tack, which they use when they're putting down patchwork of asphalt. Tack coat, just like it says, it is to tack the asphalt together.
All right, what do we got going on out here?
Well, as you can see, we're pretty jammed up and we're not building everything that we need to build. So we got a new addition going on. So pouring the footings for the new addition.
How big is this addition going to be?
I believe Brian said
80 by 200.
18,000 square feet.
It's be 90 by 200. So this is gonna, you're gonna be able to get more inventory, more storage.
More inside storage.
Cool. So you got things happening. I like seeing expansion.
Expansions. Growth in Michigan. So in this section we have a little bit of our inventory built up. You can see some infrared. Oops, sorry. Those red units up there, those are the thermostatically controlled rubber melters which you saw in the paint booth. Those are all painted and assembled. There's a small 2-ton HOTBOX that goes in the back end of a pickup truck. Right here we have our smallest infrared.
So the infrared, what is the main deal with the infrared?
We basically carry 4 sizes. The unit you saw over there in production, that's a specially made one, special size for a certain contractor of ours.
Okay.
Right on.
All right, so now we're over here the next stage.
Next stage, this is our infrared fabrication.
So, you said it's an infrared process, but there are no infrareds back here?
We're not building any currently right now.
Where do they go in this machine?
Where do they go?
Yeah.
Help me out here.
Where do they go? Where are they mounted? Where?
Oh, infrareds are pretty much a standalone system,
Okay.
standalone piece of equipment. Again, at the end, I'll show them to you up there.
Gotcha. All right.
But this is where they're fabricated, part of our shop over here. Some of the infrareds have axles, so there's your axles over there. Other components that have been cut, clad, bent, over there, over here. So this is the safety area where they'll build the infrared.
Okay, gotcha.
How infrared works. Up in this top section of the machine, we introduce gas, propane. Air and gas get forced through the ceramic woven blanket, then it gets ignited. So this will turn into an orange glow, being infrared radiant heat.
So it'll kind of be like in your deer blind when you have a heater, or your ice fishing shanty with a heater?
Exactly like that, except this is made out of the ceramic woven blanket. The deer heaters, the little buddies,
Yep.
Those are made out of a brick. So the very first infrareds did start out that way, but it was too heavy, too fragile. Hence why we started using the ceramic woven blanket.
Funny enough, this is also called a little buddy.
Yes, it is.
So that's pretty sweet.
So all of our infrareds look like this. This is just the easiest one to show you here.
Okay. So does this stay up when you got this thing going?
You take off this cover and then
Manufactured in the USA.
yes, sir. At a pothole or a catch basin, especially up in the north, upper Michigan, when you're driving down the roads or your plow guys are driving down the roads, not every state has this issue, what we call a high iron, the catch basins and manholes in the street.
Yep.
When your favorite plow guy's plowing your street and you're wondering why you left a certain section always by that manhole cover, that manhole cover's sticking up this side and he's going over at 30 miles an hour with the belly blade. Put them through the windshield. What you could do is put this infrared over the top of that manhole, heat up the existing asphalt about 7 to 10 minutes, rake it out, add a little bit of asphalt so it can compact it. Now I just welded that asphalt together versus what they call lick and stick, where they would tack it, throw a little bit of asphalt on the top,
It would crumble later
and it would
on.
crumble on the top. So this is an asphalt welder. Clean, this is a KM T2 asphalt recycler. We touched base on a little bit. This is in the production stage of being wired, built, everything. What the T2 recycler does is it will take all of your old asphalt millings, chunked asphalt, reheat it, retumble it, add new AC to it, so it works out great for patching material. About every 15 to 20 minutes you're going to get about 2 tons of asphalt out of here. So for the municipalities, the counties that do a lot of milling of their highways and have tons and tons of asphalt millings, instead of throwing it away, asphalt is the #1 recycled product in the world, right up there with aluminum. Thank you, Budweiser, Coca-Cola. So you load this up, fire up the diesel, Kubota diesel engine, it tumbles it. We have a big Beckett burner in the back end, which we can come on over and see. Again, this isn't being completed, but they're putting it all together for us. The hydraulics drive the chain, which keeps the drum tumbling and rotating. So your asphalt millings are in there. Off the back end, this is the chute that loads it. So you would take your skid loader, load up the millings or chunked asphalt. When it came time to heat, this would hydraulically lift up, get pinned out of the way. Then you can swing the Beckett burner into position into this drum. This drum rotates forward and reverse. So it's a fancy cement mixer, if you would.
Kind of what I was thinking along the lines of what it looked like.
Yep. Not that you're going to go out and do a lot of paving with this, but for the contractors as well as municipalities, it gives them the opportunity to have hot 350-degree asphalt all year long. For those who don't know, asphalt plants here in Michigan in the north typically close down in November and they can't get asphalt until the frost laws are lifted. So they're stuck using that inferior cold mix, which just doesn't last in the potholes, as well as our blue collar nation knows that cold mix just doesn't work that well. So by being able to make your own asphalt when you want to make it, it really offers that availability.
So you can work all year long.
You can work
even
year-round.
even with your infrareds, obviously also.
With the infrareds,
You
the
can do
hot
potholes
boxes.
throughout the winter. And
It's a three-step process, as we like to say. You make your asphalt with the T2, you put it in the CAM hot box, which is going to keep it hot for 2 days, and you can use the infrared recycler. The infrared is offering in-place recycle versus your traditional saw cut remove, where you're going to have to put a ton of asphalt in there. If you were to infrared that pothole, rake it out, you would only add a couple shovelfuls, rake it, loot it, and compact it.
what I think would be really neat is either we can see about you doing it, or Brian will talk to maybe a local company up by us. It'd be cool to get some of this equipment on a demo and get it on
It'd be great.
video.
We
You know
have
what I mean?
we have our own contracting crew,
So even if you do that as a demo, we'd like to probably see some of these machines and get used to see how they work.
that'd be great. I'm getting paged, my man.
Phone call for you.
Phone call for me. Peace out.